Damn, this is a good shape. I'm on that Smoothie King with it. What's up, y'all? This is Urban Acolyte Training, Plant Strong Jedi here, and I want to talk to you guys about basically why your fitness program doesn't work, why your workout program doesn't work, something along that lines. But before I really get into the meat of that, I want to tell you a quick story, right? So maybe you've seen the Japanese anime called Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball focuses around this kid named Goku, who is becoming this really badass martial artist. Well, in the series, Goku competes in several martial arts tournaments. It's like this world tournament. The greatest warriors from all over the world come together to battle, to fight. I think it's like held every 4 years or something like that. Well, the first time Goku competes, he's like 11 or 12 years old, and he links up with this kid named Krillin. Goku and Krillin, they meet Master Roshi. Master Roshi is training them up. And the funny thing is, during the time that it's like several months that they train with Master Roshi before the big world tournament. He doesn't teach them any martial arts, no kung fu, nothing. They're doing all this stuff, lifting weights. They're like picking up like rocks. They're swimming. They're delivering milk and like having to run and deliver and run up and down mountains and just all kind of crazy stuff, They get to the tournament finally, and it's like, you didn't teach us how to fight. And Master Roshi's like, I've been teaching you kung fu the whole time. Your kung fu is based on, it's your own style. It's based on whatever you bring to the table after I've given you these tools. So they go in, they start fighting, and it's like they jump, and they can jump super high, and when they hit, they're like super strong, and it's like, oh my gosh, like what did you do to us? We're like superhumans or something like that, right? And these are little kids, like 11 and 12 years old, beating down these grown men. And I told you that story because it's very similar to how I got into lifting weights and like getting serious about working out. I'd always been into sports and stuff, but my coaches always used to say, Prince, you're a small guy. If you get in the weight room, you're going to put on muscle. It's going to make you slower. You're not going to be as fast. You're not going to be able to jump. You're not going to be as quick. All turns out to be a big myth that people have been told. There's a whole lot of people whose athletic careers probably could have gone a lot farther had they had access to all the information that we have now. But my situation was similar. My Master Roshi was a big dude. He had blown out his knee trying to go to the NBA. Kind of stopped playing ball, and then he met me playing ball, pick up ball somewhere, saw me always coming to shoot around, and I ended up getting an internship at that gym because at the time I was interested in nonprofit management, right? I always had this desire to want to open some kind of facility or something that dealt with athletics and fitness and other things, things of the mind and philosophical stuff. Basically what I'm trying to grow through YouTube right now. But this was like 2002, 2001, 2002, something like so. It was a long time ago, right? A very much younger, greener, more wet behind the ears version of myself. So he's like, hey man, you're going to be interning here. I want to help you get better at basketball. Since we already work at a gym, let's come 6 a.m. before, because we were running teen programs, before all the teens get here at 8. We're going to go in, we're going to work out. The only thing is, I don't want you to play basketball for at least a month. Now, I mean, we were working with kids and stuff. We go and shoot around on our breaks and stuff. We weren't playing any pickup ball. So a whole month and a half, 6 weeks, we're in the gym, in the weight room. That's what I mean, the gym. In the gym, lifting, getting it. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I've got a program, and I got this guy to show me what to do. Eventually, I got to the point where I developed the confidence to go in there with the big bodybuilders, that are putting wheels, multiple wheels on the bar to bench press and squat. And I'm sitting there playing with the 25s and 35s, still trying to work my way up to just one wheel, on the bar. And but I had to get over that fear. I had to develop that confidence. Anyway, 6 weeks goes by. We finally go out and play some pickup ball after all these guys for weeks have been talking smack about us. And I'm like, I was so much quicker. My first step, like I jab, make a hard jab, and I was gone. I remember later I was like, Ty, man, I took like 2 steps and jumped, and I was like already at the rim. Like I blew by the guy on my first step. I took another step, and then I jumped, and I like went all the way to the basket and rolled it in. Like I probably added 5 feet to my, as far as my range on my jump shot. So I'm like dropping Steph Curry bombs, and back then Steph Curry was still in high school. This was a long time ago. Hell, he might have still been in middle school. But so my point is, I had this goal. It was very vague, to get better at basketball. And then I had ways that I could assess that I was getting better. So this is the reason why people fail at their fitness programs, their workout goals, and it's because they don't have a goal. They don't have a clear goal. And if you don't have a clear goal, then you don't have a clear path how to get there. Now, you probably heard this before. If you haven't, then you're hearing it now. But in the fitness world, actually with anything, you want to accomplish a goal, they say you set SMART goals, SMART, specific, measurable, action-oriented. Damn it, I forgot what the R and the T stand for. When I go back and edit the video, you're going to see what all of it stands for, right? But the point is, I was looking through my notes. I trained over 100 people back when I had my gym, and I would, the last few years, I try to start back training. And the problem for me was, well, one, I always wanted to work with athletes because there's always a SMART goal, right? There's a way to assess that. There's a way to plan that path out, right? If you got a football player and they say, look, I got some kind of combine coming up. I need to lose 20 pounds, and I need to be able, so that I can run a 4.5, so that I can run a 4.4, so that I can add 4 or 5 inches to my vertical. Okay, well, this combine is in a year. So we've got 12 months to get your weight down, to get your speed up, to get your vertical, to get you more explosive, going this way and going this one back and forth. You get what I'm saying? So with athletes, it's easy. When I have a woman that comes here, Prince, I want you to train me. Well, what do you want? Oh, I just want to tone up. What the fuck does that mean? How do I tone you up? First off, tone refers to muscle tone. Okay, well, then we got to lift. No, I don't want to get big and bulky. Well, first off, you're 40 pounds overweight. You're talking about tone up. I can't tone fat. So we've got to get the fat off of you. The only way to do that is, one, we do a whole lot of cardio. Then you're going to be skinny fat. Or we improve your lean muscle mass because you say you want to be toned. Tone refers to the way muscle looks. So if you want to tone up, then we've got to increase your lean muscle and use that to strip the fat off of you, right? Because muscle tissue is more metabolically demanding than fat tissue, right? Muscle burns more calories than fat, right? So if you increase someone's muscle, then that muscle's burning more calories than the fat. And then additionally, fat tissue does weird things with your hormones. So if we start to work on those hormones by getting that fat off of you, then that will also improve your metabolism, right? Some of y'all probably, it's like, I thought this was the Star Wars guy. I'm like, I got to know more than just Star Wars. I got more books on exercise phys than on Star Wars, right? So my point is, when you go to a trainer or when you set your own fitness goal, you need to be very specific. The T is time, like time sensitive or something like that. So now I got to figure out what the R means. Right? My point is you need to come up with a SMART goal. You need to be very specific. What specifically are you trying to accomplish? How do you measure that? Right? So there was one lady I trained, and she was like, well, I'm going on a cruise. I want to go on a cruise this summer, and I want to lift this, and I want to tone this. And I'm like, okay, we need to have a way to measure that, right? So do you want to, you talking about you want to lift your butt. Well, I don't really know. I mean, I've done that, but the way I do it is your waistline gets smaller, and I make the muscles in your butt less flat. Your butt is less flabby because we work on the muscle there. So I say, okay, well, are we going to look at the ratio of your gut to butt ratio, basically? That's not a professional term, but I mean seriously, the ratio, the measurement of your stomach to to your glutes, whatever, the measurement of your butt. That's one way to look at that. Okay, well, if that gut to butt ratio improves, meaning your gut gets smaller, your butt gets bigger, or they both shrink, but the gut is significantly smaller than the butt, then that's one way of measuring that. And then we say, okay, we'll buy that cruise in 6 months. We've got 6 months to do that. Now, how do we achieve it? How are we going to go about it? So now we can start to lay out the plan and the program. Whereas some people, they find a program. They find a program and then expect that program to get those results that they want. And they're not clear on the results. And the program might not even, it's like, I want to compete in, I want to go on the stage in a year and compete in a physique competition. And I'm going to do Jim Wendler's 5-3-1 program. Well, Jim Wendler's 5-3-1 program, the purpose of the program is to get you strong. It's to make you stronger. It's not to, yes, as a byproduct, it will improve your physique, but it's not going to give you the kind of physique you need to go on stage to compete, in a Speedo or in a pair of board shorts or in a bikini, if you're a lady doing physique competition, right? That program, that's not what that program was created for. And, so my point is your workout program doesn't work because, I hate to say it, but it's because you don't work. You haven't decided what it is you want to accomplish and then find the right program for whatever your goal is and giving yourself a way to assess whether or not this program is working. Back to my original scenario, that program that I was doing, I wanted to improve at basketball, and I had ways of checking that progress, right? I did 6 weeks without playing, and then boom, that's 6 weeks. This is the test. This is how we're going to test if this program works. And it worked. I was much more explosive. I could jump higher. I had more range with my jump shot. I was stronger. People weren't able to push me around. That was one of my big complaints. Everything that I wanted, I got out of that program. And from that point, I was sold. I hated lifting weights. Basically doing that program basically kind of may have changed the course of my life. Like, even though now I'm kind of come back to things I wanted to do as a kid, it's like now when I talk about martial arts and training, I'm like, you need to lift weights, you need to get stronger. One of the reasons that a lot of black belts can't fight, they suck, is because they're weak. If you're weak, it doesn't matter, you can have the best technique in the world, but you got to have some power behind that technique at some point. George GSP, great UFC former welterweight champion, going to go down in the Hall of Fame, no doubt. He used to say, the better my technique works, the less strength I have to use. But at the same time, you still have to use some strength, right? That technique can be awesome, but if If you got good technique, but you can't flip this guy, you can't kick this guy, you can't lift your leg to do what you need it to do, or to throw that punch to get the power that you need behind it, it's not going to work and it won't matter. So that's my rant. Be smart when you set your goals, because when you do that, then you can start to lay out the path to get there, right? If you can see it, you can believe it, and you can achieve it. But some of you are not seeing it. You're imagining something, and that's not reality. See what's actually there, and then lay that path out, and then walk that path. And if the path isn't working, you have ways to test it. I think that's what the R stands for, is or maybe it's action oriented. I don't remember. But my point is, if you see this path is not getting me where I want to go, it's not helping me reach my destination, you've got everything there. So now you can take steps back to reassess and reevaluate to get where you're trying to go. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and click on that subscribe button so that you can take your first steps towards becoming an urban acolyte. Embark on the journey of becoming the hero of your own story and become a force for change in your community. Make sure to check out more videos from this channel, especially the one that YouTube has recommended for you. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. Thanks for watching. Y'all keep on breathing, and may the force of others be with you. Always.